Do you ever find yourself sitting down for a gaming session and then proceeding to spend 10 minutes just looking at all of your games in your library, unable to decide what to play? Pause the video now, leave a like, and comment down below if you do this. Sure, sometimes you just have a lot of games and can't decide what to play quickly, but a lot of players nowadays just buy hundreds of games on sale just to play a few of them once or never and get bored after 20 minutes of starting a game. Then you find yourself surrounded by all these games but unable to decide what to play next. It seems that even though trailers for new games make them seem so exciting, full of action and fun, once the games are released, they seem boring. Why does this happen? Hi, my name is Cam Adair, and I'm the founder of GameQueers.com. We help gamers and families get control over gaming so you can live a great life. To understand why video games are kind of boring nowadays, we need to go back to ancient times. Oh, no, not that far. Okay, here we are. The late 90s and early to mid 2000s in the gaming community are regarded as the golden age of video games. A lot of all-time classic games were released during this period, such as Super Mario 64, Halo, World of Warcraft, Half-Life, and many more. Now, to young viewers who are watching this, these names might not actually mean much to you. But for the rest of you, I think that you would agree that this time period of gaming is the most nostalgic and brings up many positive memories. There were no microtransactions, DLC, or other stuff that we see in today's games. And these are the exact reasons why gaming nowadays is not the same as it once was. You see, video games now are usually made for the sole purpose of keeping the player playing, for not just as long as possible, but also as profitable as possible as well, with them spending money. The goal is to make the company rich. It is not about a one-time virtual adventure anymore. It's about engaging the player enough and making them think that they need to keep playing. Modern video games are designed to hook you into playing and then to keep playing. Video game companies know exactly what to do in order to achieve this. I mean, there are countless videos on YouTube of developers sharing the exact strategies they use. They aim right at the main thing which makes us who we are, our minds. More specifically, a neurotransmitter in our brains called dopamine. By now, you all probably know what and how dopamine works, but if you don't and want to learn more about it, I suggest watching my video on gaming and the brain. What you need to know for sure is that dopamine is the thing that motivates us and rewards our behavior that is pleasurable. So video game companies spend a lot of money to research and implement things that motivate a person to keep playing. That's why when you hop on a modern game, you are constantly bombarded with choices. You either choose to pay this amount of money or choose to do a tedious task in-game until you unlock it for free. You either buy this new DLC or miss out on an amazing experience. This is not the same when you would just pay for a game one time, get all of it, and play for the sake of the adventure and the experience that had been crafted by the developers. I remember, when I actually quit gaming, it was still a strategy to just break the game in half, because then you would have to go to the store and buy it again to play. Nowadays, obviously, games come almost sometimes even pre-installed on your smartphone. So the entire experience of what you're buying, when you're buying it, and how it connects to your environment has all completely changed. It's also why some of the games now are grindy. They are designed for you to play and complete, because then you'd move on to another game and that company might lose your business. So instead they force you to grind pointless quests just to get your Battle Pass rewards, making games feel like a chore and almost like having a second job. The innocence of playing a game start to finish and completing it is no longer there, unless you go looking for less popular indie type games. But the big companies are not focused on creating these experiences. They want you to start playing, keep playing, and ultimately spending your valuable time and money for their pockets. Of course, you can develop problem gaming or a full addiction, both with modern games and older games as well, but it tends to be less likely for the older games because they're not designed to be so predatory. However, whether it is modern games or older games, both can lead to problems if you are playing them excessively. So here's what you can do if you find yourself problem gaming. First, you need to consider, why are you playing these games? If it's not moderated just for an hour for fun to just relax, but instead you're chasing virtual goals that don't fulfill you and keep you unsatisfied once you turn the game off, then that's a sign that maybe you're playing for the wrong reasons. What's driving you to play has such a major impact on ultimately what your experience is when you play. So if you're playing because you feel obligated to complete that quest or get all the rewards from from your battle pass, or because you have social obligations from a guild, all those are going to inform why you're playing and what the potential solution is for you to be able to move forward without a gaming problem. Now, why you play is going to be unique to everyone, but it is really important for you to identify why you play. I'm certain that if you're watching this video and you're asking yourself, why are you playing these games? You will likely conclude that you were just playing for the sake of doing something. Now, what if I told you there is more to do than just that? What if I told you that you can accomplish great things and not only virtual goals? This potential lies in everybody, but only those who decide to face life and face real challenges will reach their potential. That's why I also want you to think about moments in your life that felt satisfying and meaningful to you. Perhaps it was getting that driver's license. Maybe it was getting a girlfriend or boyfriend, or just having the guts to approach your crush. Maybe it was fond memories with your family. Whatever it was, most likely completing a video game or buying a video game don't make it to this list. This is because once you were in that flow state, playing a game, it feels so good. But once that moment is over, you sit down and you reflect and you look around and your life is in the same place. And often that life hasn't been going so well. It just makes you depressed. It makes you filled with regret. Although video games can be fun, they can take away your most precious resource, your time. And that time is something you can never get back. I know for me, when I think back to gaming, a lot of my memories are just ones that were full of conflict. Gaming was fun and, there were some good memories I had there, but really when I think about it, it's just a time that brought a lot of pain to my life and a lot of pain to my family. Back in May, my parents were visiting me here in Thailand, and my dad and we went go-karting. And there was a moment while we were racing around the track that, I was just thinking about how much fun we were having in that moment. And now looking back, how much fun that experience really was. It was a really meaningful time, and it was a shared experience with me and my dad. I know that not only in that moment, but also as our lives go on, that's always going to be a moment that we shared together and was really meaningful for us. And if I compare that to what memories I have with my dad about gaming, it's just ones where it created a lot of conflict, a lot of isolation. It was a constant source of fighting. And it was something that, when I was in my addiction, really led to a lot of pain in our family. So although gaming is fun at times, it's not usually creating incredible experiences that you'll remember forever. And often it's taking you away, not just physically, but also emotionally, from being able to connect and spend time with the people who matter the most. And that's really too bad, because when you understand what the motives are for gaming companies, really just trying to capture that attention and harness it to line their pockets for profit, you have to really question if gaming is something you want to continue to spend your time on, and if that's an industry that you want to continue to support. I know for me personally, that decision has been simple. It's not something I want to support. It's not where I want to put my attention and focus, and instead, I want to spend my time, spend my energy, improving my life, building my skills, and achieving real life goals. So now I leave it up to you. Choose the real world and not the virtual world. If you need help step by step in order to do that, watch this video.